What's going on YouTube? I'm disgustingly dirty, but I got my peace hat on and I got a message for you guys. So this video it's gonna be a little different. So if you're seeing me for the first time or you're already subscribed and you see this and you're like, screw this guy, don't unsubscribe, because this is just a little impromptu video here, and normally they'll be much better than this, but I just got to get something off my chest. It's driving me insane. There are two things really about the UFO community that drive me out of my mind. So here we go. Number one, the governments of the world are never going to voluntarily give the UFO file to the public. They will never, under any circumstances, admit about aliens. Not of their own free will. And they already know. So all this legislation that's going on, it doesn't matter. They can, they're all in cahoots. So, I mean, do you really honestly think the government is going to get, the SAP Special Access Program information? And even if they did, even if they said, all right, in 1947, I'm not sure about Roswell, but in 1947, let's say, something crashed, we, back engineered it, and we can basically travel the stars. But you can't tell anyone. So, even if they couldn't back engineer it, everything's a lie. NASA is a complete effing lie. It's a complete waste of money, taxpayer money. They already know. We spend hundreds of millions or billions of dollars on sending a probe, when they could just fly out there themselves. Everything, the world that we see on the news, the world that's around us, everything we see, it's like a curtain is drawn over what's behind it. Okay? The real news, what countries are really doing, the war in you, all could have been prevented easily. The United States is the biggest bully on the planet. And that's why people hate us. We got our noses in everyone's business. The CIA is illegal. It should be shut down. Well, let me rephrase that. You can't just shut it down. It needs to be back under control of, the White House, the Pentagon, whoever, because the CIA is basically its own entity. It has its own military. It has its own jet planes and everything. It's not supposed to operate on American soil, but it does, JFK, right? So that's basically it. Ever since JFK, we have not had a president that wasn't a puppet. That's why they killed him. He wanted to share the UFO file with Russia. There was a space race going on. He wanted to join with them, make peace, share the information they had on UFOs so that they wouldn't get confused that it was a nuke, and we preemptive launch against each other or something like that. That came close a couple times. You can look it up. There was at least one UFO sighting where a bunch of them were flying either towards Russia or towards us. I can't remember. And the other side was getting really close to launching back until the blips just disappeared because they were fucking UFOs. Just phew. So crazy. The other thing is, and I'm sorry if you are an alien abductee, but 98% of you, I think, are full of shit. Full of shit. You're probably, lonely, need attention. And you say here's why I think they're all full of shit. There's never any new details. It's always the same shit. Or it's just some totally whacked out thing where they saw Elvis on one of the UFOs or some, and, they fly the UFOs around, That kind of stuff for me is just way out there. I don't believe any of it. Do I think aliens have been here to Earth? Yes. Do I think they visit like on a daily basis? I don't know. If you're talking, think about how many UFOs are seen each day, and actually, and then you think about how many actually get reported. I myself have seen like 15 of them in my lifetime. So, and every one of them was different. So what does that mean? There's no reason for the military to be flying where I live. And they wouldn't be testing out anything in Illinois. So all these UFO sightings every day, when you factor in the low percentage of people that actually report them, you're looking at, who knows, maybe 100, 150 a day? Where are they all coming from? Do they live in our seas? Do they live underground in Antarctica or what? Where are they all coming from? If the universe is teeming with life this much, how is it that no one has been able to prove the existence of extraterrestrials? I'm sure anyone that did have the proof was taken care of swiftly by the CIA. And all this, Luis Elizondo, well, he's pretty much toast now because he couldn't keep it under wraps. It's only so many interviews you can only say nothing for an hour for so many interviews, The CIA is the government. All these people trying to push for disclosure and this Chris Mellon and all these people, they're all CIA. All they're trying to do is get funding, lots of funding, so that we could try to, fight an invisible, well, not invisible. They can be invisible if they want to be. I've seen that happen. But, we're not at war right now. We're helping Ukraine, but we're not at war anymore. So they don't know what to do. They need a new enemy. We tried our best to provoke Russia, provoke China by the drunk lady visiting, was it Taiwan, right? They got really pissed about that. We just cause chaos and war so that these Boeing and aerospace companies And the people that make the bombs and the weapons keep getting paid. That's all it is. If any country actually wanted, if the world wanted peace, the UN would be every country, right? And whenever one country went off the rails and tried to start a war, the other 100 and whatever countries would step in and take care of it all together. It could be total peace. I know not every country would be on board with it because, you know, well, I know we wouldn't. We may say we would. False flag wars happen all the time. Look at Vietnam. Yeah, so the alien abductions. I've read a lot of their books. I've watched so many interviews. And it's always the same story. You know, I woke up, there was three beings in my room, and next thing I knew, I was on a table. It's always a metal table with barely anything in the room. No one ever asks them anything. No one ever, you know, says what they were thinking. If you were actually abducted by aliens and experimented on or tested, brought aboard a craft, you wouldn't be all happy about it and smiling and writing books and doing interviews like nothing happened. You would be fucking devastated. You'd be in a fucking loony bin. Right? I would. I've seen them. I've just seen UFOs, and that has almost drove me off the edge. I cannot imagine actually seeing a being or being on a ship. If any people have actually gone through that, not just in their mind, but for real, I apologize, but I just don't believe like 99% of you. I always believed Travis Walton's story until I heard him actually say what really happened and that there were humans in there, and his whole story got what most people do is they just add shit that doesn't make sense. I don't know. I used to believe Travis 100%, but now, I mean, that would be one of the cases where, you know, there's actually some proof at least that he was missing. So either it was some elaborate hoax by them, because remember they had that scene where they wanted to open up their own, was it motorcycle shop in the movie? So they could have said, hey, let's make up a crazy story, you know? They all passed the lie detector test, except one, I think. And they did it several times. So that's one of the best cases. I really believed it. But when I heard his actual story, it didn't make a lot of sense. The fact that he got like beamed by the UFO, that doesn't make sense at all. I've been in close proximity. The only way they'd beam him is if they were like, fuck this dude, you're getting too close, bam, and they'd take off. They wouldn't take him with. They don't give a shit. Do you care about cows? Some of you do. I do. I'm a vegetarian. Not. But I want to be. I really want to be. Someday. I don't eat a lot of meat, but I got the diabetes, so I gotta eat meat and vegetables. I can't eat bread and carbs and sugar and shit, so. Alright, so that's basically it. You're never gonna get any information from the government, no matter what legislation they try to pass. It's all CIA. It's all bullshit. It's all trying to get funding. Alien abductions, don't believe 99% of the people. There's absolutely no reason for them to take anybody more than once. Zero. Just think about it. Zero. They're not impregnating somebody and then pulling a baby out after 3 months. That's called a miscarriage, people. All right? If they can travel here and do all the things they can do, if they can just, beam you out of your bed, I'm sure they figured out how to work with DNA without having actual live subjects. I mean, think about it, what we do in labs, right? You just need one sample. And if I was an alien looking on this planet with all the wars and the bullshit and the fighting and all the hate, if I grabbed somebody from this planet, I probably wouldn't feel all that bad about it. It'd be like, I don't know, be like grabbing a caveman or something that was, just a violent, angry, mouth breather or something. I don't know. I'm not saying human life isn't valuable, but I'm just wondering how valuable it is to them. A lot of people go missing and never come back. All the David Paulides cases and missing 411, that stuff's real. I believe that stuff. I mean, that's crazy stuff. There's something else going on there that no one can really figure out. Some of it probably is aliens, Like, if you're going to take someone, why not take them from a national park, Be pretty easy. Seeing how they can just beam you right up to the ship. Float you through the wall or whatever. That's the stupid thing is, why would 3 aliens come in your room when they can just float you out? There's no reason for them to come in your room. Would you risk getting out of your nice, safe spaceship to go in a house for no reason? Just to stare at somebody, to wake them up, and then all you guys just beam out anyways? It makes 0 sense. 0. Whitley Strieber. Oh my God. That guy is so full of shit, it's not even funny. His book, Communion, I was like, holy shit. First I'm like, oh, he's an author before he wrote this? Red flag. Probably was a shitty author. Didn't have many, couldn't get rich. Went out to his little cabin. Thought, oh, I'll write a story about me getting abducted by aliens. But when you would actually read that book, because it's pretty big, there's so much bullshit in there. It's so made up. It's like made up by someone that doesn't even know what he was supposed to be writing. It's absolutely insane, stupid, made up bullshit. I hope you see this, Whitley, because I don't believe a fucking word you say. All right, guys and girls. I'm out. I just needed to spew. We're never getting any information. If you believe they're aliens, then they're aliens. You don't need anyone to tell you. If you think it's time travelers, interdimensional beings, whatever, then that's what it is, because you'll never know. No one will ever be able to prove you wrong. So more videos coming, I think. I'm going to start using this channel more. If anyone's still hanging around, which I doubt, unless you forgot this was on, hit the subscribe. I'm done interviewing people because you just got to sit there and take their bullshit, you know, because I'm very non-confrontational. You know, I talk tough, and I am tough if I need to be, but I don't want to have someone on that wrote a book and then be like, dude, this is all bullshit, you know, or ask them tough questions that they can't answer and embarrass them. I don't want to do that. So if you're an alien abductee and you're really mad at me right now, I dare you, I implore you, to at least tell me something I've never heard, okay? Tell me something. I mean, wouldn't you ask them while you were there about their world? What's it like on your world? Do you have money? Do you have sickness? Do you have peace? No one ever asks anything. It's just all about them. Oh, they prodded me, and they look at my leg. There's a little cut. There's a scoop mark. A scoop mark. Come on. You don't need to. I just get so angry. All right, people, I'm out before I get in a real big trouble. I'm going to be back soon because, you know, got nothing better to do, honestly. So subscribe and peace out.